Alright, hello everybody. Today we're going to be looking at Mythic Chronomatic Anomaly. So for this fight I was running 2 throughput trinkets, so I'm running a 920 Flask of the Solemn Night. So I'm only running that just because it has 2,500 intellect. Generally I try and stay away from the proc trinkets just because I don't like them for consistency. And then I do have an 890 urn, so just a intellect mastery stat stick. So for this fight, you know, there's really two main things that you're concerned about as a Disc Priest. Or two things you're concerned about healing on this fight. It's obviously going to be the AoE healing from the Power Overwhelming, and then just trying to spot heal as people as much as you can with the debuffs, and say if people get hit by mechanics on the ground, and yeah. So you'll see me a couple times in this fight use Shadow Mend, and that's just because of reasons I'll go over later. So right now this is kind of the first real significant thing in the fight. So I am popping my Rapture here. You can see I'm standing on the left to make sure I'm getting Rapture from all the people that are running over from the left hand side, and that is just to make sure that I can get a good spread of Rapture on powered shields on as much of the raid as possible. So for this link then, I will be using my Innovate, getting up to 20 atonements, because I know after this link drops, I'm going to be dropping my Barrier, and then I'm going to be pretty much solo healing these next two Power Overwhelming. So you can see there, we had the 50% increased damage penance, plus a Halo to heal the first one, and then we had I think it was a 15 atonement Light's Wrath to heal the second one, and that was all in Barrier, so there's all double healing, and that's why my healing, shoots way up there, because we're essentially solo healing that last phase there. So if we were going further, I could use my Shadow Fiend as well. We are 5 healing this, so there wasn't really much need to stack so many cooldowns into that one kind of location there. So you'll see I'm using my Shadow Fiend here. This is just because all the healing debuffs have gone out. I'm going to try and get as atonement on as many people as possible there, and then hopefully my Shadow Fiend can do a fairly significant amount of healing for those Absorb Shield debuffs that you can see going off, so they're the red debuffs. So one thing that I do need to improve on, just in general with this fight, which I think I got away with a bit because we were 5 healing, is just, I wasn't preempting the Power Overwhelmings that well, and that's just because I wasn't watching the timer. There's a lot of other things going on in this fight. I am raid leading and whatnot. So if I was, prepared 5-10 seconds earlier before the Power Overwhelmings, I could have been putting out a lot more healing at specific points in the fight. Now I do end this fight on about like 40% mana, so I had lots of room to put out more powered radiances in this fight. That all comes down to planning and whatnot. That's a mistake on my part. So for pretty much all these Power Overwhelmings, you'll see that I am a bit behind, pretty much because I'm not preempting the damage, I'm reacting to the damage. So yeah, that's not ideal, but we still did okay. So we're using Rapture there just to make sure we get healing on people as we're running across, as we're moving. There's really not that much damage, but my shields are still breaking and I'm still getting a little bit of healing on people. So this is another example of what I'm talking about with the Power Overwhelming. So I know after this ad dies that we're essentially going to be getting another Power Overwhelming. So I should be, trying to sprint over a lot quicker, stand here and then just bomb out Radiances before this starts. And then while this is happening, I can, be working on healing, people there. So you see that was a mistake there. I Light's Wrath on about 8 atonements. If instead of Light's Wrath, I could have done, 2-3 more Power Radiances, Light's Wrath, and then Light's Wrath pretty much would have topped the raid at this point. So the difference between, when I use that Light's Wrath pretty much, is the difference between the raid's HP at that point in time to, everyone could be topped. And that's, as I said, that's just not being preemptive to these abilities. Okay, so here is, this is a very short fight, so I could have been a lot more, I could have been less conservative with my mana. I could have used more smites, used more radiances, whatever it be, and just kind of been more prepared. That's really the big thing about this fight, is if you want to be successful as a Disc Priest, you just need to preempt these Power Overwhelmings. I'm sure next week when we 4 heal this fight, that and going over this video, that's something I will be trying to do better, just preempting when the Power Overwhelming is coming out. And hopefully we can improve, get some better logs, and, have fun. Alright, well this is pretty much the end of the fight here. We are doing the cheese strat, where you just don't kill the third set of ads. Well, we kill one ad and just not the other one. So you can see the boss will just melt in this last fast phase coming up now. So that's really all there is to this fight. You can see, obviously with the, I did put out a few Shadow Mends. and that's just to help with spot healing, which really isn't my role, but you know, it does help out. Alright, well thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something. Bye.